Hello, my friends. Happy Monday. I hope you're all doing very, very well. Gosh, it's a gorgeous day here on the West Coast. Enjoying that West Coast heart love. Those of you who live out here, I want to, you know this because you live here and you chose to live here, but I want to remind everybody on the West Coast, this part of the country is so heart-centered. It's so expansive and heart-centered and lovey and fecund and beautiful and naturey and oceans and wonder and glee. The East Coast has its benefits and I do like it. But boy, is it tighter and more mental and more tight. The East Coast has a little bit, at least on the Southeast, there's more earth, ground earth in this sort of Florida, southern area that I'm currently, where my objects live and my dogs. But boy, the West Coast, it's like heart chakra and up. It's like flight and love and joy. So I'm just reminding you, you live in a gorgeous place that's made of that frequency. And if you're on the East Coast in the Florida region or the Southeast anywhere, take advantage to the best of your ability of that earth, ocean, land, slow. Like the Southeast is like lava, which has its healing properties and has its healing faculties and has its beauty. Like I'm really loving being there. For me, astrologically, there's a lot of great reasons to be there. And I'm having a great time. It's just, the West Coast, the heart, you go West Coast, you do you. It's a delight to be here. All right, so we have your 3-card spread, everybody, for the week. It's a fun, interesting one. In the recent past, we have the Goblin's Reversed card, which we'll talk about momentarily. In the present moment, these are hard to see. Let me get a better angle. Sacred pool, present moment, sacred pool. You're a sacred pool swimmer. And the outcome is the compass, which always has to do with trusting higher power, following your higher knowing, etc., etc. So the recent past is the Goblin's Reversed. And let's look at how Colette Baron Reed frames this for all of us. Opening the book with my left hand, which is difficult. Hi, Nettie Kent. Nice to meet you or see you. Hello. In the recent past, the reversed Goblin's card. Let's get the lighting working a little bit better on our behalf here. There we go. It's often difficult to deal with someone else's issues because they impact your own. No one is perfect, but in this case, you're particularly vulnerable to being manipulated. Don't take this world personally. When the Goblin's card arrives reversed, it's a sign to step back with detachment. Don't let other people's stuff, quote, quote, lead you into reacting from an old wound. Love yourself unconditionally, set boundaries, and your goblins will fall asleep. Love is the only answer. When the Goblin's card arrives reversed, it's a sign to step back with detachment. And remember, this is in the recent past position. So somewhere in your recent past, you've been encouraged universally to step back with detachment. Don't let other people's quote, quote, stuff lead you into reacting from an old wound. Love yourself unconditionally. Set boundaries and your goblins will fall asleep. Love is the only answer. Boundaries. This is so funny based on a couple clients I know and their recent past. That's kind of remarkable. You probably know who you are. I'm talking to you. All right. So the present moment brings us to the Sacred Pool, which is a card that has to do with remembering how far you've come, acknowledging all the work you've done, and like seeing yourself as the beautiful light of divinity in embodiment that you are, and really just acknowledging you and the awesomeness of you. Okay, so the Sacred Pool, present moment. When you look into the mirror, do you like what you see? This card asks that you focus on self-love and self-esteem. I'm trying to get my lighting a little, but that's weird. It's kind of good. Ooh, we want a little dramatic lighting. Let's go, fuck it. Reflect by the Sacred Pool and be at peace with yourself. A detached self-examination made with rigorous honesty is called for now. Can you see how far you've come and how magical your life is? Can you see how far you've come and how magical your life is? Do you notice the spark of the divine shining through your eyes? When you're conscious that you're the embodiment of spirit, it becomes easier to act in good conscience. Then you'll reap the greatest rewards. Your unique service to the world is not only needed, but celebrated. See the love within you and know that if you cast it upon the waters, it will return to you tenfold. Be at peace, for you are beautiful and loved. Be at peace, for you are beautiful and loved. Act with surety and confidence, and success shall be yours, whatever your inquiry. Here's a little summation of this card that comes at the top right underneath the title. Sacred pool. Okay, the world is a reflection of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Embody the love you wish to see in the world. In other words, when we embody the love we wish to see, we start to see it. It starts to show up everywhere. It's certainly been true for me. Another framing of that would be heal your trauma, heal your blocks to being love, to having love, to receiving love, and then all of a sudden your external reality will start to reflect back to you the healed state of love that you carry in your heart. It's pretty groovy. When you look into the mirror, says the card, do you like what you see? This card asks that you focus on self-love and self-esteem. Reflect by the sacred pool and be at peace with yourself. A detached self-examination made with rigorous honesty is called for now. Can you see how far you've come and how magical your life is? Do you notice the spark of the divine shining through your eyes? When you're conscious that you're the embodiment of spirit, it becomes easier to act in good conscience. Then you'll reap the greatest reward. Your unique service to the world, isn't this lovely to hear, is not only needed but celebrated. Your unique service to the world, who you are, just being you, you doing you, is not only needed but celebrated by the divine, by the angels, by the rest of us, even when you can't see that it's being celebrated. See the love within you and know that if you cast it upon the waters, it will return to you tenfold. Be at peace, for you are beautiful and loved. Act with surety and confidence, etc., etc. So we're being reminded to have self-esteem. Take note. Remember how far you've come, the work you've done, how beautiful you are. What is it here's another framing for you. What can you do today to boost your self-esteem and acknowledge how far you've come and how much work you've done and the divine light that shines through you as the essence of what you're made of? What can you do to acknowledge and own that today? It can sometimes, I relate to the struggle of, well, if I don't feel very high self-esteem, what's the point of like figuring out some way to acknowledge my self-esteem, right? Because if you don't feel self-esteem, you don't feel self-fucking-steamy. I have two things to say about that. Number one is the best way I've been taught to build self-esteem is to do esteemable acts. So when you don't feel esteemable or good about yourself, get out and help somebody else. Get out and do a thing that builds self-esteem, because it's in the doing of the esteemable acts that we build the internal esteem. That being said, the second thing I know is that a large part of what affects our self-esteem is our trauma and the pain from the past and the unhealed wounds. So we've got to get in there and process that shit. Cry through it, energetically release it, tap through it, EFT it, whatever works for you. All right, the outcome for this week's 3-card spread for the next couple days. Let me tune in and listen to how long is this compass card relevant for these folks for the outcome the next 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 3 days. For the next 3 days, we're with the compass card. As long as you orient your compass to true north, the direction of your higher power, you will never be lost. You're entering uncharted territories right now and can expect wonderful new experiences. Isn't that nice? To stay on the highest path of your destiny, you'll need to keep your compass pointed to true north. Only spirit or higher power can serve this function. Money, property, prestige, romance, and other material achievements can't help you find your true path. They're simply things you may experience along the journey. Know that spirit is working in your life. So even if you feel lost temporarily, it will be easy to find your way. Have faith and trust, for your compass with spirit as true north will ensure that you'll never be lost, even on a starless night when all seems dark. Aww. Aww. Come on, that's pretty great. Know that spirit is working in your life. So even if you feel lost temporarily, it'll be easy to find your way. Have faith and trust, for your compass, your inner compass, with spirit as true north will ensure that you'll never be lost, even on a starless night. So trust higher power is what we're trying to say here. So to sum up, in the recent past, you've been reminded that you get to detach from whatever nonsense is going on around you and your family, friends, work, whatever it might be. In the present, we're being reminded that we need to take time out and own our shit. That is to say, own our self-esteem. Can you see how far you've come? Can you own and acknowledge the degree of the work you've done to get where you are? Can you see the divine light functioning through you? Even if you don't frame it like divine light, whatever that concept means to you, can you see the spark of life animating through your form? And if you can't, could you just find a way today? Could you pretend? Could you act as if? Could you do a little mental exercise and a little embodied heart-centered exercise where you find some way to honor all the fucking steps you've taken and work you've done to become what you are? Please, everybody remember, this card is just really making me think, like, you are not your accomplishments. Accomplishments are great and they build esteem. It's true. We want to accomplish the things we want to accomplish. We do. But who you are essentially is just consciousness in form that is already worthy of love. You're already loved, lovable, amazing, esteemable. You're perfect and complete in the realm of consciousness. Now, if you can't feel that in yourself, that's understandable. That just speaks to the trauma you have. It's okay. Just do your work to process the past, and it'll become easier and easier to be present with gratitude for who you are, whether you ever accomplish anything else ever again. This makes me think of a Teal Swan video I saw recently that I do think is relevant. She talked about there's a spiritual conundrum right now in all the spiritual communities where people think, well, we should say, the question people are asking is, do I pursue my goals? Do I pursue my dreams? Or do I accept what is? Right? Isn't there some kind of, because there's this spiritual idea, if we just accepted everything that is, we'd be at total peace and everything would be good. Well, I can tell you as someone who's spent 25 years working very hard to heal everything in my nervous system that's off, that I have a lot of peace about what is. A lot. And I'm glad I worked for that. But that doesn't always take the place. It doesn't take the place, period, of the self-esteem and the fulfillment and the success that can come from achieving your goals and dreams. So they're both valuable. It's a yes and proposition. So pursue your dreams while doing the work you need to do to get grateful for what is. That's the ultimate goal if you're trying to be like super self-actualized. All right, and the outcome card is, remember, at least for the next 3 days, prioritize consciousness, prioritize higher power, prioritize spirit. Get in touch with your higher self. If you're a human design person, this is the energy of that G center, right? The activated G center that is aware of higher love, higher truth, higher self. Follow the compass. Remember, if you put spirit as your true north and listen to, follow the compass of internal to you. Isn't it amazing? We're built with a compass inside of ourselves. All you have to do is build some kind of relationship with consciousness or your own body. You could even say that. Get intimately acquainted with yourself, and you have a compass inside you that takes you to true north. That's not the worst. It's pretty good. All right, my friends, I love you very much. Come see the best stand-up comedy show ever, which is Sunday, the 28th of May at First Coast Comedy. Check out firstcoastcomedy.com for info. Go to Eventbrite and look for the best stand-up comedy show ever. That's this coming Sunday, the 28th of May. Stand-up comedy writing class starts Sunday, also the 28th. Stand-up comedy performance class starts Saturday, the 27th. Go to truestorystudios.com for info on that, and or firstcoastcomedy.com for info on that. Writing in alignment, our last day of this quarter, if you will, or this section, is this Thursday. So next Thursday, God, I have no idea what the date is, but the last class of this quarter, or this section, is the 25th of May. So the following Thursday, we begin writing in alignment again. It's a writing class for all kinds of writers to get it written. Star Beings, my mid-level to advanced energy healing class, starts this Thursday, again, the 25th, 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. East Coast time. Message me if you're interested in joining that class. And my OMA Pittsburgh, omapittsburgh.org. Affordable healing class starts June 7th. That's coming up faster than it seems like it is. So hop on to omapittsburgh.org and sign up for that bad boy when you're ready. I love you, people. Take care of you.